There is a brand new GitHub repo with 7,800 stars that just quietly killed three of your monthly subscriptions. It is called Voice Pro, and the developer made the entire thing completely free and open source last week. Voice cloning, transcription, translation, dubbing, and text to speech, all in a single Gradio web app that runs on your own GPU. We took it apart for you. Here is what is actually inside, what it replaces, the workflows that matter, and the one catch you should know about before you install. Voice Pro is not a chatbot, it is not an API, and it is not a SaaS. It is a Python application you run on your own machine. You clone the repo, run a configure script, run a start script, and a Gradio page opens at local host. Inside that page is a single dashboard with tabs for the dubbing studio, voice cloning, transcription, translation, vocal isolation, and a YouTube downloader. Everything talks to everything. Drop a video in, get a fully dubbed and translated version out. The developer Abios originally sold a paid version with Microsoft Azure integration, then released the entire codebase last week and called it a day. 7,800 stars and counting. Now to the part that matters. Voice Pro replaces, conservatively, three monthly tools. ElevenLabs at the top tier is $330 a month for unlimited voice cloning. Voice Pro does the same thing locally with F5 TTS and CosyVoice for zero. The Whisper API on OpenAI bills per minute of audio. Voice Pro runs Whisper, Faster Whisper, and WhisperX locally for zero. DeepL or Google Translate APIs for bulk translation. Replaced by Deep Translator embedded inside the same app. If you are creating multilingual content, podcasts, language lessons, or dubbed videos, the cost difference over a year is in the four-figure range. None of this is theoretical. The models are state of the art. The only thing you sacrifice is the convenience of someone else paying for the GPU. Voice cloning is the headline feature. Voice Pro ships three different open source clone engines, and you pick by use case. F5 TTS is the workhorse. Fine-tuned models exist for English, Chinese, Spanish, Hindi, Japanese, French, Italian, Finnish, and Russian. E2 TTS is the older sibling, faster but less expressive. CosyVoice 2.0 from Alibaba is the multilingual king and the heaviest. The first run downloads 9 gigabytes of weights. All three are zero shot. You give them a 5 to 15 second sample of any voice. The model encodes the speaker identity, and you can then generate unlimited speech in that voice in any supported language. No training, no fine tuning, no waiting. The output quality on F5 TTS in 2026 is genuinely close to ElevenLabs for English voices, and it is your voice, your hardware, your data. Speech to text is where Voice Pro flexes. It bundles 4 Whisper variants and lets you pick. Plain Whisper from OpenAI is the reference. Slow but accurate. Faster Whisper is a seed translate to rewrite. 4 times faster on the same GPU with no quality loss. This is the default you should use. Whisper timestamped adds word level timing for subtitle generation. WhisperX adds speaker diarization, who said what, which is the secret weapon for podcasts and interviews. The dropdown is right there in the UI. Pick large V3 for accuracy. Pick tiny for speed. Pick WhisperX when you need speakers labeled. 100 languages supported out of the box. On the text-to-speech side, Voice Pro gives you 2 free engines that punch way above their weight. Edge-TTS is Microsoft's neural voices exposed through their Edge browser 400 plus voices across 100 languages. Completely free. No API key required. The voices are the same ones you hear on Microsoft News read aloud, professional broadcast quality. The second engine is Kokoro, a small open source model that is currently ranked number 2 on the Hugging Face TTS Arena leaderboard, beaten only by ElevenLabs itself. Kokoro is fast, runs on CPU if needed, and the voices are warm and natural. For any narration, audiobook, or podcast intro, Kokoro is genuinely production grade, and you do not need a paid tier. Demucs is the hidden gem. It is a vocal isolation model from Meta that separates a music track into vocals, drums, bass, and other in seconds. Voice Pro wraps Demucs and MDXNet so you can drop in any audio file, any YouTube link, any concert recording, and pull out a clean vocal track that you can then transcribe, translate, or feedback into voice cloning. This used to require a paid plugin in Logic or a subscription to lalal.ai. It is now one click in the app. For anyone making karaoke versions, remixes, language learning material from songs, or just wanting clean dialogue from a noisy interview, this single feature is worth the install. Now, the workflow that ties everything together, the dubbing studio. The 4-click sequence is this: paste a YouTube URL. Voice Pro pulls the video and the audio with YTDLP. Demucs separates the vocals so the background music stays clean. Whisper transcribes the vocals into a time-stamped script. Deep Translator converts the script to the target language. F5 or CosyVoice redubs the script in a cloned voice that matches the speaker. Voice Pro stitches the new audio back into the video on the original timeline. You walk in with an English YouTube tutorial. You walk out with the same tutorial in fluent Hindi, in your own voice, with the original music intact. 5 years ago, this was a studio. Today, it is a Gradio tab. Real use cases: podcasters cloning their own voice and re-recording flubbed lines without going back to the booth. YouTubers releasing the same video in 5 languages, each in their own voice on the same day. Language teachers generating native quality audio for any phrase in any language for free. Indie game developers dubbing all NPC voices in a build. Translators delivering not just text, but full multilingual voice over. The hard part used to be the voice. The voice is now solved. The skill is now picking the workflow. Setup. Voice Pro is a Windows first project. An NVIDIA GPU is strongly recommended. And Mac and Linux are listed as unverified, but community reports say they work. Steps are the standard pattern. Clone the repo, run configure.bat to install dependencies and pull weights. Run start.bat to launch the Gradio interface. The first run takes a while because CosyVoice alone is 9 gigabytes. After that, it is fast. Everything is local. And there is no monthly fee, no token cap, no watermark on outputs. We are sending the exact setup, walkthrough as a PDF to anyone who comments voice, including the model picker, the GPU requirements, the troubleshooting fix that actually works, and the dubbing studio click sequence. The honest catch. The developer Abios announced last month that they are now focused on a different project called WeConnect, which is a global cultural exchange app. Active Voice Pro development has paused. That is why the entire codebase was open sourced. The project will not get new features from the original team, but the code is GPL, the community is already shipping forks, and 7,800 stars is a lot of momentum. The frozen state is also a feature. The version you install today is stable, well tested, and not going to change under you. For most creators, that is the better trade. Quick recap: Voice Pro is the most ambitious single open source bundle for voice work that we have seen, and it just went 100% free. It cancels at least 3 monthly subscriptions. It does voice cloning that genuinely competes with ElevenLabs. And the dubbing studio workflow is studio quality. If you want the full setup walkthrough as a PDF, drop the keyword voice in the comments and we will send it over. Massive credit to Abus and the Abios Icoria team on GitHub for open sourcing the entire stack. Hit subscribe, more open source breakdowns are landing every week.